Beep, 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 beep. Boom, so far now.
My God.
How you doing?
Tired, man. I just wake up from a nap.
Is that why you're looking fresh like this?
Oh, Jesus.
You're looking fresh. You're looking like you just took a shower. You're looking cutie.
So tired.
Really? How's it going on with you now?
Um, this is, work has been kicking my butt, to be honest. But,
Is your what?
what's the language? I said work has been kicking my butt.
Or work has been kicking your butt?
Yeah.
But no.
I'm wasting my
That's what you
butt.
do now. Now everybody knows what you do.
No, but I don't want to know.
You can't say everybody knows what you do now. I mean, are you working for? Are you in CIA? Are you working top secret
Yes, yeah.
top secret roles?
Yeah, public relations and like technology. Pretty much like the marketing aspect of that whole thing. What's it called? I can't go into details like that, but it's for a public relations firm, a PR firm, and they're not a Nigerian firm. They're Asian. I was going to say Chinese, but then I realized that actually the US side to them and those in Singapore and pretty much like Asian countries for blockchain and the rest. But I can't really do too much into it. But just for you to have an idea. I just say marketing.
So last marketing.
What do you say?
And then so last marketing.
That's marketing.
All of that just to say marketing. Hello, Idori. Hello. Look at my guy. Me, Idori is hailing me in the comments, I think.
There is always killing me. My God.
Let me first of all
There is
talk about
always
PS5
killing
now.
me. What?
Come on about PS5.
I can't buy PS5.
Hmm?
I can't buy what?
Come on buy me PS5.
So much to say phone,
That's not necessary now.
It's very much. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming.
You
You
know what
go
I'm
and
going to
meet
do for my next
OG.
birthday?
Yeah. What?
You know what I'm going to do for my next birthday? Look, my next birthday, I'm going to make a wish list. I'm going to create a birthday list for myself, and I'll post it.
What?
Anybody that wants to buy whatever, they can buy. If they want to buy, that's a business. Swipe on. But I'm going to create one. Because look, I can't.
Hey.
Let me position myself in the right place for people to bless me. That is, if people don't know what they want to get from me, and they can choose.
Hello, like, how
I'm
did
serious.
let
I'm
me?
serious. Big, I'm joking. I'm going to do. That's what I wanted should do at the back.
What do you say?
I said that is what I want should do instead of him crying. Hey, my birthday is coming. Let's create a birthday list and post it. It's not hard.
It's the desperation for me.
It's not desperation now.
One day
It's not
you
like
are
I'm
the
going.
same thing.
No, it's not desperation. It's not like I'm coming every day and saying everybody my birthday. I'll just post. I'll have a link. I'll put a link in my bio. I was like link in my bio if you want to see it. It's not like I won't
Oh
be asking
my
anybody about it.
God.
I won't be asking anybody about it. It's in my head. If anybody asks, I know on your birthday, people usually ask you for them for your birthday. Most people just say,
You know,
um,
please, don't say,
anything you want to buy,
pause,
anything you want to
pause,
buy.
pause. people don't usually ask me, what do you want for my birthday? But if I
No,
do, sometimes I'm
surprisingly,
going to
people
chase them.
no,
Sometimes I chase them.
no,
My
people
friends.
ask, but we don't usually register because we think they're joking. Especially if it's like the weeks leading towards your birthday, like, what do you want for your birthday? Sir? And they're like,
The one time one person asked me what I wanted, and I told them what I wanted. We stopped for 2 months after because this person kept on doing like this.
you chase them away, your real questions. As your fan,
You people will get that. People will get the case, guys. Don't worry.
the service is listening hours at the moment. So. Even if I have money for
Hmm?
PS5 now, even if I have money for PS5 now, I'm not buying PS5. Except I have the money to spare. I
Unless
have
someone
other things
actually
to do.
unless someone actually buys and really this is for you.
No,
This is
if
it.
I had the money to spare, yeah, but yeah, no, I have other things. The money was that good to me.
I don't know.
Spent in time, so I want to
I
go and
don't
do
know.
that. By the way, Inka, since you're here, look, I'm about to post some pictures on my page. Oh boy, oh boy, some pictures I took. Look, what are living up?
Are they throwback pictures?
Anybody's daddies. Hmm?
Are they throwback pictures?
Oh no, there is some pictures I took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, nice. That's what I told you.
throwback pictures. So who's throwback? My throwback?
You and Yinka's throwback, but
Me and
then
Inka's
when you
throwback.
say, wait, it could have been a throwback picture of both of you that you found from way back. But then when you said
Now I'll
that some
post it
pictures that you
on my
took,
page.
they it's not impossible. I could
Maybe on
draw a
my
couple,
story. Not on my page.
but it's different this place. But
He
when you
knows
said that
about it.
some pictures that you took,
He knows about it. That's why it's on my
now
page. I didn't tell
realize,
anybody else. Or anybody else that
yeah,
edits it.
yeah,
He
that's
knows
that's
about
why
it.
I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
He knows about it. What time is it over there?
It is one.
Now, why is that one just
No,
gallivanting?
it's not why you get advances. He sends
Every time
to
could be the video you guys came on over 100 views. That is
why they
the
are
highest of the
fans.
fastest. Now I've never got into that.
You know, yeah, he said, help the tech will be the video you guys came on over 100 views. Because it's so normal as well.
Anyway, how are you now, Jordan?
It was, oh my goodness. It was action packed too.
Action packed.
Yeah. Hmm? I should give you a hold on first. I tell you
I
about
say you
my
want to
day.
give him that shit.
My day. Just
Ah,
hold on first. Let's see what was next day, then I'll have to talk about my day. It's fine
okay.
now ask you about yours. Because I don't know what's going on.
Wait, I just said, will you guys go back to IG now that they've updated their features with more than two people on the live video? Oh, you can do that.
You can?
You can do that now. That's interesting. I had no
Now
idea.
do.
But nah, nah. If you can accommodate like 6 people, sure.
What makes
But
it
I don't
to
know. Oh yeah, I'm listening. What did you say?
you? Say he text you.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
okay. Bet.
He said that.
Oh yeah, I
Anyway,
don't know.
that's
I don't know if I'll ever go. I don't think I'll ever go back to.
no, don't worry, just text me. Yeah,
She
I
said
said
four people
yeah.
can be on live. Oh, that's interesting.
And that's good for them.
That's good for them. I don't know.
I
The
mean,
reason why I prefer this is because people can use their phones and do other things,
I was literally
and
about to say,
then
if are you able to do it on your laptop? If you're not able
yeah,
to do it on your laptop, I'll be on any phone.
Plus, even for that push that I'm going to open an actual podcast and then post um audio audio recordings of some selected lives that I choose to put up as episode maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks. I don't know.
Okay.
What?
Well, I was just watching you struggle.
Hmm? No, I
I was
wasn't
just
struggling.
watching you
I
struggle.
was just thinking to myself if I'm still once a month or once every 2 weeks. It definitely wouldn't be a good thing because I don't know if I translate a certain video to a podcast to an MP3 that's about 2 hours. It doesn't make sense to be posting 2 hour podcast weekly. Except you're that big like that. So, I don't know. Anybody got time for that,
Can you
man?
hear me properly, though?
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear? Okay.
Yeah, you've been good.
Okay.
You guys are king of Monopoly, Zeb Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yo, did you know how much? Dude, let me question my facts first. What is the bit? Did you know how much Jeff Bezos' ex-wife got after the divorce?
Wasn't it like a little bit over half of the money of what he was worth at the time? It wasn't massive.
So it
And
wasn't
then
what it was worth. It
didn't
wasn't
she
what it was worth. It was
eventually,
just his Amazon shares.
yeah, it was his
Just his
Amazon
Amazon
share,
shares.
yeah. And didn't she
And it was
eventually like give it out or sell it or
she
something?
gave it out. I don't know, that's her business, it's her money. What blew my head is that he gave her 4%. He gave her 4% of his Amazon stocks to her. If I'm not mistaken. Do you know how much that was?
How much?
Guess, 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 guess. Guess. Let's imagine for a second. Guess. What's 4% of his
I honestly
take out
don't know how
Amazon?
much was. I don't know how much the stocks were or how much the stock was or how much it was worth, but I know that or I saw that she got like something billion if I'm correct.
Yeah, I've not looked at Expo.
No, I literally did
And
look
I'm
at it.
going
So I
to
just
guys,
remember.
yeah, sure.
No,
Yeah, like the computer is looking at you want to open another browser,
you know, my
another
hands
tab.
have been here.
Yeah,
My hands have been down. Look
what do
at
you
you're
think?
just saying, you're so
I can't. If I'm an invigilator like this, I'll cut see. I'll literally see at the back.
what are you looking at the table for? I wish
What?
there was the same table.
There was good stuff, but
Yeah,
I'll be like,
mental state.
I'll be like, clarity the next don't touch. Just
Just
come,
come.
just
Just
come.
just come. Just come.
Just come. It's okay.
Okay, just
You can
hold
beside
it.
him. Just
Don't
come.
put it.
Wait, I was $38 billion.
Yeah, but I knew it was now in that something. The truth. And then Amazon blew up after that.
Yeah, there's money and there's money. And if that is what you decided to dedicate your life to struggle for and get by all means, it just seems like it's very sad. Because how much do you, the amount you think you have, people have times 500.
Two
So
times 500. That's 500 million. Two times
that's
500.
what if I have money and I'm very comfortable and I have extra for me to get my wants, and even I don't have to think so far. I'm okay to be honest.
Me too.
And if I can have enough to bless other people too. I'm okay. I
Yeah,
don't
to
need to
help
be
other
having
people,
four.
definitely.
I don't have 4 private jets. What can I do 4 private jets for? If I have the only rationale I can see to having 4 private jets is if I have 4 different families. Like I have 4 wives and 4 children, and they know nothing about each other.
But
And if I can be taking them on trips anonymously, other than that, what can I do 4 private jets for? Anybody else that wants to fly should go and buy their own. My
yeah,
private jet is for
I feel
me
like
and my wife and maybe my children if I'm in a good mood. Then they can like to enter economic class.
oh
I miss my wife very well, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Who's this guy?
They didn't work for my money. Look, I'm looking forward to my children get to a certain age. I'll be like, look, see, I'm about to reclaim my life. Me and your mother are about to continue to live our life. Our lives have been on pause because of you niggas. But now,
Bruh,
all my
you
money I'm
gotta
working for is
enjoy
for
this
me
shit
and
to
your
the
mother.
fullest. It's
I'll
all
give
of
you
us.
essentials, but you better can work for your shit, man, because I'm about to enjoy my money. And I can leave if we can set a result out of. And I only people with nothing but a large portion of my money. I would enjoy it. I use my shit. If I leave it, just God will, it could give Christ our justice. If not, while I'm working on the shoes of God in heaven, everybody can be using the money however they want to.
Hmm.
It is what it is. But yeah, chilling at
No,
people's
but
business.
I
Yeah.
I think well for me I've always like it's something I've always thought about too. Whatever money I get or whatever money I have, like let it be enough to also help out other people. No honesty. Yes.
Mm,
I can have money and I can always like not have to drive like flashy cars or have this lavish lifestyle out there. I'm just like, okay, I have money and I have money enough for myself after to help other people. I'm still rich as fuck, so you just think that I'm rich as fuck because I'm not my life is not out there as flashy or getting the latest cars. Not like I can't afford them, but I'd rather
mm.
not.
I was even thinking about that, the whole latest cost thing. I was talking to Ayo, he has been here before. I talked to him. He was gonna have the pink hoodie when I was talking, I think. I was talking to Ayo the other day, and I was like, look, my guy, I can't realize here, except I step into money. Like I step into money where I'm like, okay, I'm balling now. If I went by in a car, I wouldn't be stretching my neck for some 2021 BMW or Mercedes,
Oh,
blah blah blah. Except I can say I'm balling because if let's say I start making, let's just say my income becomes more steady and it triples. Let's say it triples, for instance, or it gathers although it gathers in multiples. I would rather just get settle for a 2020 Toyota Camry, let's say 20 Toyota Camry, and have that buffer of money. Because for me, it will make sense if I'm managing my money now, and when I step into more money, I'm still managing. I'm still feeling
mhm,
some sort of pressure. I'd rather not
mhm.
feel any pressure at all. Have a huge buffer and just stay at a certain range until I step into the kind of money I'm like, okay, shit. All you
Yeah,
can set is maybe a gift to myself or something. But yeah, because I mean, the hype, you can get involved with the hype when you're like, oh, God, let me just make money, man. I will buy this shit and I'll move into this place and I'll do this shit
right.
and this shit. I'm like, I myself right now have better credit than people that look like they're balling more than me because I just put myself under pressure. And I'm just like, I'm not there to do that shit, man. I'm not putting myself under any pressure. Should be kind
That's
to get it
not.
from. Plus, even like the cause Toyota Camrys, everything the latest ones, they're nice. They look
Yeah, I
nice.
have.
They drive
Yes.
nice. They're They're
I
nice.
haven't driven them. I think I only even driven a Toyota Camry once, but that was being Camry. But like, I didn't even drive it, like actually see it. But I mean, I do know that it looks nice.
Mm, yeah. So I'm looking forward to my Toyota Camry or whatever I buy. I don't want to maybe and then I can stick a I can step up to my, like Lexus. Go. The kind of cars I'm eyeing, but I'm just like, okay, relax, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, cars. I know that's one thing that I will spend. Like, I'm not kind of person to spend like 12 stacks on jewelry or clothes
Mm-mm.
per se. One thing I know that if I have, I'm willing to just throw it on is cars, and not even like some Bentley or so just a good. I'd rather even just keep spending money on upgrades of that car than to just keep getting
Oh
some latest Jaguar or something.
yeah. Mm.
Shoes too.
For me, it's like as long as
I
I
like
have
sneakers too.
one
Not
good
just
car, as long as I have one good car, that's fine for me.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah. When
have
I
to be
mean cars, I
fast.
don't mean like multiple cars. Though. I
No,
don't
no,
like
of course
multiple
not.
cars for driving it.
It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be. Oh, it still moves, so it's fine. No, I have to be comfortable, man. You know.
You know when you feel luxury, because luxury is in the details. Luxury is in the details. When you feel luxury is when you've been driving a certain thing and then step down. Or maybe you've been living in a certain place and then you step down. And like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, these are
Yes.
people are spending the money on this because it's the little things, man. It's the little things for me. My regular car now, basic push to start. If I enter another car that I need the key, I'm like, hey, the kind of peasant living is this?
Oh,
About
how
to,
about
the last car I did was on. I put my hand on the ignition. I was like, oh, okay. It's in the details. That's not even luxury. That's just more basic.
There it goes. This nigga, you really say what kind of pleasure living is this?
Think about it. In older cars, if people don't know how to set their mirrors properly where they can see all around their car, most people have to like turn, especially if it's on their side. They have to like turn to double check if the car is crossing. Now look at the newer cars where you don't even need to turn. Your side mirror will tell you there's a car. Now imagine if you now go back to a previous car. You are looking at your side mirror that does not speak, that was not programmed to give any signal. You're just looking at the mirror. The mirror is looking at you that, oh,
This
what
is
are you
rich.
looking for?
Rich speaking.
So
This
now
is
you
rich
have to
speaking.
you now have to do like this.
Yeah.
Luxury is in the details, man. Well, it's good to know. It's good to know your place. Move cut your good according to yourself, man. Sorry, God. Honestly, because the biggest shame is for you to now overreach and then you now have to step down. And you're like, hi. I mean, it's necessary sometimes, but it's not desirable.
It's not.
Hmm? Easier. Oh, God. First of all, let me even appreciate everybody that is watching and commenting and whatever. I appreciate
One
you guys.
particular person
See you
disappeared.
guys. You say what?
One particular person disappeared.
Oh, oh well. Whoever joined, whoever is still here, is still here. We wanted to talk about something today. Yeah?
Something is biting.
No, you know. Let's click.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to talk about something today? You want to talk about something
Yeah.
specifically? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna read.
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 What are you reading?
like,
You wrote the epistle. You wrote speech.
my head. Let me just Listen, listen, let me speak, right? Yeah. Anyway, so I think this was actually inspired by the last motivation talk we think
That's the one we think. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, speaking about friendships and everything. And it's like, it's actually just affecting. So I just say this, let me just be as transparent as possible. So I just say this and said in my words and I feel I always wanted to have
You're literally reading the DMs right
yes,
now.
I always
That's
wanted to
funny.
have this conversation with someone about friendship and how they better handle people
We can't hear
and
you. I'm listening,
even
by the
I always
way.
wanted to have
Hmm.
okay.
The voice came out. Was thick.
I always I always wanted to have this conversation with someone about friendship and how they sort of handle these days. A reason why we as people need to give our friends a break sometimes and just growing up and how friendship can affect us. Due to growth and so much more. I'll go into detail. I mean, just this is just a transparency. But I can oh anyway, yes. But I don't have to back up. That's what you want to do. But anyways, so I don't think I actually haven't sat down to really watch the live with Inca because in all honesty, it's been a whole busy ass past few days. Like it's either not being at home or the fact that electricity spoiled and it's just been hard like being everywhere, generator up and down and all that. So,
Mm.
but I think the title caught me. I think the title was something about boundaries. That was that it? Boundaries in friendship or something?
It's funny because there wasn't even really any title. We just
No, no,
started.
no.
Can't
The
remember
title
what it was.
on Instagram.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, that was actually what caught me. The title
oh.
was what caught me. So, let's see if I can find it. So either way,
I think it was.
hold up, I'll find it now. Yep. How do we handle friendship with different
Oh, oh,
dynamics
oh.
in friendship? Yeah. So I'm just gonna speak based on friendships of these days, right? And um, the fact that growing up actually has ruined a lot of friendships. I don't know if you agree with me on that. So you know how before like you always have your friends time, they're always constantly talking to your friends because you are two jobless mofo's are probably were still in uni and always had time to like speak and everything. And then all of a sudden, like uni life is over, work life starts. It could be a situation where one of you doesn't have a job and the other has a job or both of you have jobs.
Mm.
But I'll then speak based on one of you has a job and the other doesn't have first. I'll speak based on that first now. Now in that situation it's a situation where oh my god, you're so used to this friend or this particular friend or this particular set of friends and um you're the one who has everyone's heart, right? But then they don't it's not like they don't have your time, but really they actually don't have your time because they're too busy with work or whatever, and that's fine, right? Because I mean it happens. That's fine.
Mm.
But then you as a person, say you're the one who without a job, you sort of begin to withdraw. It could be different.
First of all, this is very,
Shut up.
these instances are very specific.
No, I'm actually speaking in the I've had to like look at it in the most realistic way possible. and
Yeah.
also because I have been in a situation with something like that before. But I'm not even speaking based on my own experiences. I'm speaking based on what could have happened to any other person.
Mm.
So that's why I said I'm being very as realistic as possible. So now say, why don't have to go to, let's be guided. I don't know why, I don't know what's funny to you, but
Am I laughing? Or was I
you're
laughing?
laughing,
I
you're like,
was.
why were you
I think I was
laughing?
just smiling.
No, you laugh and you're like, this is something that's very specific.
Oh no, because it just dawned on me that you're bringing so many details into this. I was like, I wish she's
Oh,
shading somebody in
I
here.
thought it's something I've thought about before now. Like it's things
Oh,
that I've
okay.
been thinking about, and especially because I know that I have been on the end of not speaking to my friends for some time, and I've gotten
Mm.
some things, and the ones that I lost. The ones I didn't, I did.
Wait, which friend are you? Are you the? I feel like I know the answer, but I don't assume. I want you to say it by yourself. Are you the keep in touch one? Are you the one that has to be kept in touch?
So here's the thing. I used to really keep in touch when I always check on everybody. I still do it, right? But only to certain people. I'm not going to go
Okay.
out of my way to check on someone I know that never does. No, no, like never ever with what's it called? Returns the energy. No,
Okay.
I don't know how to. I mean, and
Just know why I
also
asked.
huh?
Just know why I asked. Yeah, and also what? And also what?
Like
And
okay,
also what?
and also I'm also on the side that I need to be kept because sometimes
Why you laughing?
I could. My brain is booting and I'm like, wait, I just said I was which one? I know I'm both of them, but I'm more of
Oh,
one than I
oh,
am
oh, oh.
the other. You understand? Okay, why did you ask?
You're more of which one? You're more of the keeping in touch, or what?
Yeah.
Are you the reacher out or the reachy or the reached out?
And the reach out. And
See,
the
I the reacher.
other
You said you repeated the nonsense.
so,
But the reason I asked is because the last time Yinka said that Yinka pointed out how you, as far as the two of you go, how you are,
how was?
as far as the two of you go, how
Oh,
you
okay.
are the reach out and he's the
Oh
reach
yeah.
out to. And he mentioned, even though he might not have known he said it, but he said that um as time has gone on, you have been able to understand the dynamic of it and not take into not take the fact that he doesn't constantly reach out to you into offense.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
How
I
did how
almost
did
like
that how
how
did
do
you
you
get
what
to
happened?
that point? How did you get to that point?
So here's the thing. About I'm going to just say maybe 4 years ago. If this was our relationship 3 4 years ago, I would have been bugging. Honestly, understand. But I'll be
Mm,
fussing and talking about how why am I always no not why am I, but I'm always reaching out to you and I never get anything in return. But the funny thing is I would not have stopped. I would have continued. Because that's my own way of
okay.
satisfying it's like it gives you sort of
So wait,
satisfaction
so
to
if you want to
this
stop it and
person.
continue, so as you continue, you just keep saying it. Like
Yeah.
in the bit of in the bit of you
How
continuing, it will keep coming up, yeah. The oh you don't even reach out to me and then I just reaching
hmm
out and stuff.
I wouldn't like then I do not now news I just I it took me then it was a situation where um like why is my energy not being reciprocated? I
Mm.
believe that my energy had to be reciprocated.
Had to be. Mm.
Exactly.
Where's my pen and paper? Let me jot
This is
things
that.
down so I can take things easily.
Oh wait. But I
Mm.
believe that my energy had like constantly had to be reciprocated. But it definitely did take me and oh yeah, and I had a conversation with still based on this. I had a conversation with a friend, one of my close friends actually, like a few days ago. Well, let me say last week or so, where we're talking about um how someone was constantly on his case about how she was not always checking up on him. He's a guy. He's always checking up on him. He never does. So pretty much, I could relate. You understand? And I'm like, yeah, I can relate to what she's saying. Like I can get why she's mad. But these are my words to him. My words to him. I'm like, I used to be like that back, like in the days, like still in uni time, but 2 years ago I used to be like that. And but I at some point, like at that point, at the point where I used to be like that, it was I wasn't certain of where I actually stood with this person.
Mm.
Do you understand? So I can't be that way anymore because I know my place. I know where I stand. I know I'm special to my friends, good friends. I know that like my position in his life is not shaking.
Mm.
Do you understand? Mind you, this is not a boyfriend or a lover. This is a friend.
What? What are the things that were giving you the assurance that he's still, like you say, your position in life, your position in his life wasn't shaking, and he still cared for you, like he was still his person.
Well, the fact that I messed up like several times. Bro, I used to be a terrorist. My God. And I used to get
Mm.
mad like maybe when my friend speaks to me about the situation and I'm like, wait, this is the only logical thing to do. And I
Mm.
give my own advice. Like obviously you're speaking to me, you're trying to get my opinion. I give my own opinion and I would actually expect him to take it. Like you must do it the way I said you must do it.
Mm.
Do you understand? I think it was I can't say it was a controlling thing. It was just a situation where I'm stressing over someone else's issue. At the end of the day, it's the same way I am. Like, I can come to you to talk to you about something, and then you give me your piece of advice or your opinion, and I really will not take it for shit. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But at the time when I was this way, I did not think about it that way. Mine was just, why the hell aren't you listening to me? Why the hell aren't you like doing the way I said? If you had done it that way, you would not be in this mess type thing. But um, I think it took me sort of like having a self realization to see that I have to make my own mistakes. You're not gonna come and tell me, oh, because I'm in such a situation, do this way. It works for me. It should work for you. We're two different human beings. It's not gonna work for me. It's not gonna work for me not
Mm.
because I've tried it and it didn't work for me, but I have set my mind to it that it's not gonna work for me, and I do not want to do it
Mm.
that way. I want to do it my way. I want to see if I'm gonna make mistakes. I want to see if I'm not going to make mistakes. If I make mistakes, that's fine. I learn, and sometimes I actually do it again the same way, like 3 times before I'm like, okay, yeah, it definitely didn't work that way. Let me do it another way, not necessarily in the way that I had been advised to do it or in the way of someone else's opinion.
Mm.
So I used to have that issue, right, back then. And I also used to have like issues believing that okay, this person is actually there. Like I used to believe that friendships were you have to speak to me every day.
Mm.
I used to be that person. I used to be you have to speak to me every day. We have to see every day. We have to relate every day. That's what I used to do. And I'll say that as much as nobody wants to believe this, a lot of that stems from insecurity, right?
Mm. Mm.
Now, I cannot be secure about my relationship with someone else if I'm not secure about myself. Do you understand? So
Okay.
it's a situation. It was a thing where um I was I used to be I was so insecure. I really just wanted. It was like I don't know. It was like I'm head on strong about something that I shouldn't be head on strong about. You understand?
Explain
And
that.
okay, so this person is telling me in a way, not by directly saying that we don't have to speak every day, we don't have to be together every day, but in a way that it's subtle and you can tell that okay, they actually do care about how you feel, and we don't just want to go all out and say no, you can't do. They actually want to like let you understand in a little way, in a subtle manner.
Do you think
So
that is directly indicative of them actually caring how I feel? Or could them being upfront also be said in that light? Could that be like, look, guy, my guy, my G, let's calm down, let's relax. We can't be doing them being upfront like that. Is can that also be seen as okay? They actually take this as seriously as to the point of being candid with me and being honest in the bid not to ruin the friendship or relationship.
so my language is kind of different.
Mm.
People who know people well, I'll say back then, who I'm still that way. I'm not that way, but like sensitive. I could be very sensitive emotionally and everything. So people who actually know me know how to pass messages across.
Mm.
Telling me if if they had said it's the way you're saying it right now, back then I would have probably gotten very emotional. Not because he said anything to hurt me, but because like I would start thinking things like, oh my god,
Mm.
he's doing too much. Oh my god,
Mm.
are you being a dog? Are you in a test? Does this person not want to be friends with you
Mm.
anymore? Are they trying to push you aside? Type thing. So that's why I said I know that it came from a place of care because they knew how to or they know how to um what's it called how to pass information across to me without exactly coming out and just using the words straight. Do you understand?
So basically, two things you said that stuck out to me
I think
is
I'm exposing
number
myself
one,
here.
you know what?
And I think I'm exposing myself here.
I mean, all this is it just funny how this is transition in interview. As opposed to anything else. But two things you said that stuck out to me. Which I'm just trying to create like landmarks of things you said that I found helpful before we move along and lose track of what you said. You get. So the first thing you said that stuck out to me was when you said that at the end of the day, especially when it involves I'm paraphrasing by the way, especially when it involves people and the different peculiar variables that involve human beings. There isn't like a one stop solution to like these kind of um dynamic differences. It's very peculiar to each relationship that involves each different person. Um, so if involving two people, it would be different across the board. There wouldn't be like a certain number of steps you're supposed to take, a deliberate number of steps you're supposed to take that will ensure that whatever issues arise from the different dynamics will be settled. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Tell me, yeah, yeah. I know if I'm
I
getting
said
that.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Then the second one was that um, which honestly I found I'm going through a situation right now. Yeah, since 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 I was about exposing myself, I won't go into
What?
the details. I just since I was exposing myself, I'm going into a situation right now.
Come on, open your mouth and speak,
I said since we're both
right?
exposing ourselves, I'm going into I'm going through a situation right now. I want to tell the details. But one thing this situation is telling me or showing me, which follows the second thing you said, is that at the end of the day, this is kind of like dealing with the different dynamics in friendships and relationships is an interesting test of that friendship or that
Mm-hmm.
relationship itself.
It's an what?
Interesting test of that relationship itself or that friendship itself. Because when you said that the person was telling you in subtle ways, and I posed the question of um can't them being more upfront also look like they care about your feelings that they're trying to tell you in the way. And then your response was that the way they told you just followed your language. So it
Yeah.
was almost like they knew you enough to know how to approach this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody else, their own way might be have to be more upfront to them and they can
Mm-hmm.
take it. So I was like, that's interesting because that's a very good test of the friendship itself. Because
Yeah.
if a friendship is going to go through all this, he also you actually also he also shows. Because I'd say at the end of also, it also shows that for the communication to flow properly, so that the situation is resolved, it has to be communicated in the right way to each person.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, that is very big. It's not easy at all.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. But yeah,
It
so
takes a
those are
it,
the two
ta- it
things
takes
that
a
okay.
certain level of it takes a certain level of dedication if you
It does.
really care
And
about the
patience
person.
and
Yes, and
and
patience.
willingness to actually go through the hustle as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
just I don't have to deal with this, I'd rather not deal with this and just
Yeah.
either cut it off or just tolerate the madness that is going on
Mm-hmm.
and just which I
If
feel like
if
it
you
will
feel
eventually just run into trouble. But
yeah, like if you keep on avoiding the situation or if you keep on trying to run away from the situation, if it's an uncomfortable situation, I'm sorry for you. You have to like address it and
mm,
like get it over with as far. Okay, yeah, this is uncomfortable for me. I don't feel like I have to put myself in such a situation. I can just address this right now and then be done with it. Move
yeah.
forward with my life and do what's best for me either way.
Mm,
But anyways, yeah. So back to okay. So that's how I used to be. So now I over the years, you know how the it's a whole working on yourself to like be the better version of yourself like every goddamn time. I did that unknowingly, like unconsciously. It wasn't like I was like, okay, I want to do this, I want to achieve this. No, I just was sort of tired of getting angry when I get late responses or going crazy or spamming my friends. I didn't do this to all of my friends. I only did
you
it
know
to
what is
those
interesting? I'm sorry to
who
cut you off. All I'm saying as I'm talking is that two people that I recognize on the two ends of the spectrum. You are able to recognize more on the um reach out, and I'm able to recognize more with the reached out. To be honest,
were.
so it's very interesting when you speak about this.
So I used to get so upset, like, oh my god, you're not texting back. I could spam, and it wasn't like, oh, I used to do it to all of my friends. No, and I think the depression actually played a huge role in that because at that time I was depressed. I remember I told you I was depressed for years. So at the time, I think I would actually say that it was a situation where I had abandonment issues without knowing that I had abandonment issues. Do you
Mm.
understand? I didn't want I didn't want to be alone type thing.
Mm.
Not even like a relationship alone, but just alone on my own. I didn't want to be alone. I loved having people around. So that actually did play a huge role in that. So I used to get so upset like, oh my god, you haven't responded yet, or oh my god, why haven't we spoken today type thing. And I spam and I spam. But the responses were always calm. Because and I'm speaking on these two particular sets of people because they're like a perfect example for this what I'm trying to speak about. My
Mm.
girlfriend, my girlfriends, we are girls. We know that we are girls. We know how we can. So, but these three people are boys. Like they're two of the closest people in my life. So once I do that to them, you know, any other person, well, they could have been irritated, right?
Mm.
You could have been irritated, but you could show that you were irritated by
Mm.
giving one word responses type thing. But then they would literally ignore all of my spamming and come and ask me how I am. You
You're so
understand?
spoiled. Hey, hey, you're enjoying this life. Oh. You have
I
people
mean,
that care for you like that.
so they would literally do that and then just, how are you? Or, oh, I'm sorry, I was doing whoa, blah, 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 blah. Or just,
They will even apologize on top. Do you know? I mean, that is
no,
the dream
they
of so
hardly,
many people.
they hardly apologize though.
Oh,
Their egos will always be, but no, they didn't even
exactly.
have to. I was just joking. They didn't even have to apologize because I was the one who was going crazy at the end of the day for no damn reason. So I pretty much like from them I was able to sort of understand that yes, it was from them that I was able to understand that I didn't have to speak to them every day or speak to my friends every day. Now let's go back to Yinka. Yinka and I weren't speaking every day for years. Like we were speaking maybe once a month, once in 2 months, once. But I think when I got back and an incident in his life happened in the family, something happened in the family. As, yeah. So I reached out because oh my god, we've always been close when we were much younger. From our campus days, I think yes, from because he definitely could have changed my pampers 1 year after I was born. But either way, yes, we've always been close from when we were much younger. Anyways, we're like it was always me and Yinka. So, and as he will
Oh,
tell you,
cute.
I used to believe that, but that's not. But anyways, we used to be we're that close, and then he got into uni. We're still close. So him and my brother and
If if
roommates were
if
in
you
the
guys
same.
are if you guys are part of the royal family, they probably want you guys to get married.
It's not even possible. Yes, and yes. They
That's the
know.
kind
They
of
all
manners
know.
that they do in
They
the royal
know.
family.
It,
You know.
I'm sorry, that's their business. You can go and sit down and be doing their madness
In just a
together.
little marriage, there's nothing there.
Can you yourself? It's a little married. You sound like such a Nigerian man.
It's just a little.
Are you married? It's just a little.
You don't have to be married. Married. You can just be married.
It's correlative. It's
You can
not.
only be married on the weekends.
It's okay. It's okay. Can you yourself? Can you yourself? Case in point, example of a Nigerian man. He says he can only be married on
Or
the
you can
weekend.
be you can be
Listen,
married to him, but he doesn't have to be married to you.
let me finish what I'm saying.
That is from the those are from the
But
Nigerian bastard playbook.
please let me finish what I'm saying. So with Inka, it was always that way. And then when we started talking again, man, we were texting every day. It's madness, Inka. It's madness. It's madness. We're talking every day, catching up. Like I would say that all the everyday speaking that we did had to do with catching up and trying to just get back into each other's lives, like know what's going on. So I used to reach out. I still reach out all the time. I cannot say I used to eat a terrible success. I reach out all the goddamn time. Fuck you. I didn't used to. I'm still the one who called him a few days ago. Like I said, last time we were live, he's asked to not have called me if I did not talk about a babe from one day. So yes, fuck you, Inka. So either way,
The most important thing is record all this while
he did not call, he did not call me because we did not speak. Let me tell you what to pick now. Me and him did not speak that day. It was him and one day. They ended up collecting my phone and they ended up transferring their calls to.
But who did he call? Who did he call?
He did not call me. He called one
Who
day.
did he call? Whose phone rang?
Please, do not be taking sides. Can you not take sides?
Technically, he
As I
called
was,
you.
it's okay. It's okay. Solicitor. But anyways,
I'm just fighting for the reached out to.
I know I still love you too. I could shut your mouth. What's wrong with you? But either way, though, yeah. So we talk every day, talk up and everything, and then I think it just like it became a long distance relationship in Canada when we moved to Canada, and I thought asking. I don't know if he told you, but I did first. When we're speaking every day, I would, oh, I was, what's going on?
What happened?
I don't know, that ding, I don't know if it came from one of these laptops or from your side, but
It's
there
not
was
from
a
my
ding.
end.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, sure. I thought, it was, it was one of the
You mean that
things,
ding?
yes,
You heard that thing in the future.
yes, I'm hearing the ding right now.
You heard it and it had not dinged in the present. Because you mentioned it and then you settled it and it dinged.
I'm telling you that I didn't hear the
Witchcraft.
ding. Why is it dinging?
Yeah, you're giving me that reason vibes.
This is really helping me wake up because my brain is still sleeping. There's so many things that I'm trying to say that I haven't been able to. But either ways though, I had to learn. I had to learn on my own. Now here's the thing. It's different with different people. With my other friends, I already knew my place. Are you sure it's not from your end?
It's not from my end. I can hear it from your end, sir. I think it's from your end. It's not from my end.
Don't worry, I know it is. Anyways, it's
American
different
baby.
it's different with different people, right? Now, for my other friends, I was already secure knowing that, okay, these are my friends, they're not going anywhere. You don't have to constantly speak to them. How do you mute? Wait, let me see if I can mute this shit.
These notifications. By the way, what's wrong with your iMessage?
What's wrong with you?
Your iMessage.
Nothing, why? Did you
I'm
text
not
me
clear. Yeah, I did. I think I texted you the link to join this, but it didn't deliver. I mean, I just got a message, but Oh well, it happen.
But anyways, okay. So what I'm saying is, it was different with every other person, with all my friends. It was different with all of them. So it's like
Mm.
for the other ones, I already knew. Okay, yeah, I'm secure, and I know that these ones are my friends, and especially because I've been a crazy fellow, like not crazy as fast, oh my, but like just psychological. I don't know how to
Mm.
explain it, but after I've exhibited traits of madness, and
My dear, I think that's what they call Asha madness. If you're showing symptoms, if the shoe fits and lace that shit up. So you're just it's good to know the state of your psyche.
hit your chest, open down your mouth and talk with your chest. Say,
I've been talking as you're mad, apparently.
ah,
Apparently, I just found out. No, you just be reading.
see, after this, ask me maybe questions so that I can actually give you just because you're doing to me right now, just because I'm still telling you story time. Okay.
Say story
Anyways,
time.
yeah. So, anyways, so Sha, so I was saying it's different with with other people because for Yinka, for instance, I wasn't doing or I wasn't going crazy the way I was going crazy with Yinka with my other friends because I already felt secure, and it's kind of stupid to actually not be that way. To actually be that way, that I was actually a little bit that way with him because this is my family.
Mm.
Do you understand? But I think the fact that we weren't
It's
speaking,
giving me
like we
strong marriage
weren't
vibes.
real okay. It's because I'm looking at it.
Your situation is giving me strong marital problem
Stop
vibes.
sharing. It's not possible,
It's
please.
giving me strong long distance relationship vibes.
Collateral, man. Cousin Niwa. Cousin Yakirawa.
People should marry will be
And
coming to
that
us to eat and take picture
and
every
that's
day.
your period. It's your word. Ah, Olukoyede.
I'm a lovely person, man. I can't look up. I think I'm really
They're
cool,
using me
to
to
be
catch food.
honest.
They're not crying or stop using me to catch food.
Honestly, I actually think I'm really amazing. I'm not even trying to, I'll be my own friend. Look,
Koyede, took your horn. Took it well.
oh,
Okay,
I don't mind you. I'm just standing bold.
let me finish with this. I've been on this path for too long. And because you keep on intercepting me, I don't know who sent it to me today. I don't know if they said look for
My
below
gem,
and
I'm
look.
having a good time. My gem talking to you. I know enjoy talking to
But tell them you ain't farming. Right?
you. Okay.
So anyways, it took me like it was crazy that I was that way with him because I didn't have to be that way. But
Mm.
I realized that with my friends, I actually sort of became secure in myself, secure with myself. And then once I was secure with myself, I wasn't um I just wasn't I wasn't stressing anymore. I already knew like okay, this person is here for me. I can just pick this person up and they're there for me. Like I still speak to two of them every day to now for the past 7 years.
Mm.
Yeah, for the past 7 years, I've spoken to them every day till now. And yeah, so the conversation with my friend went that way, and because he was a little bit confused, and I'm like, yeah, because I mean, I'm not that way. I'm like, if you remember what happened, Friday of the night,
Oh, good.
Friday, clean your camera.
I should clean my camera.
Yeah,
What's wrong with my camera?
yeah, blurry.
I'm blurry. It's an
Yeah,
end here.
it's like
I'm
oil. It's
sparkling
like
clean.
wait, it's like oil blurry here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
that's a lot
better.
better.
Yeah. Let me my shot.
Come, you overdo the worry.
Ah, I'm cleaning the sheet now.
Anyways, yeah. So it was. I like to learn
I'm looking better now.
this kind of life
I'm
outside.
looking sparkle.
There's sparkling queen at that
I'm
time.
looking at one day.
Then all of it. Pretty. I think we're here to just banter today. So let's just banter.
My mic is on today.
Let's just banter today because I don't know what's going on. But so take the floor, my friend.
No, we're speaking fast. Let's continue our conversation. Let's continue our conversation. I have to ask you a question though.
Yeah, of course you ask a question. Let me just round this up. You see that
Okay.
you've held me too long on this topic, on this particular one. Something I could have just rounded up
You know,
in
for us to
less
get our
than
money,
5 minutes.
we have to be here tonight. So I'm trying to check.
You're using
I'm
me.
just joking. I want to see which money first of all. Which
You're
money?
using me.
First of all, which money? First of all,
Soon come.
soon come, sha, but not yet. Soon come. Hasn't yet come.
Shut your mouth and take the soon come.
Soon come. I receive. Secondly, honestly, there are still zero pressure to be on any night tonight. To be honest. If the conversation ended like, do you have anything else to say? All around it.
So I should end it now.
Our conversation hasn't ended now. Do you feel like it has
now,
ended?
because of the I think that should be asking you, do you feel like that's ended?
No, I mean there are times we've been lied to past 9 now, just because that's how the competition carried on.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we finish.
However it goes. But
If I'm not entertainment, I'll not be angry.
you've had me here for an hour speaking on just one thing that could have rounded up in less than 5 minutes.
Have you been getting the hour you spent here? No.
Anyways, as I was
Right on, carry on.
excuse me, as I was saying, sir. So as I was saying,
Yeah.
I that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what happened, sir. So I told him, I'm like, well, for me, I cannot be shaking or be angry anymore that nobody's responding to my messages because I don't need this. Like the times I used to be upset or that way because I needed validation. I don't need that shit anymore because why? The girl is secure in herself. And then number two, the person I'm also secure in my friendships. Like I believe I pick my friends well because I pick them well. They are serious. They after years of a lot of craziness. But you think,
I mean, I'm the prime example for carry on.
something.
I say I'm a prime example for carry on.
Okay.
When you say things like that, I tell my friends that EG Korede, you have to be EG Korede, and then after Korede say EG Korede ETC.
Yeah, so proud, my God.
Korede, etc. Anybody else?
You have anything to say, Cody? I'm telling you for free.
I'm on my one day back today. What
is wrong with you? Let me finish. But anyways, I understood with time with Yinka that I didn't have to actually speak to him every day, but I knew that I could always call him whenever I needed, not like need money, but like needed someone to actually speak with, and I didn't want to speak to my other friends. You understand? And other times, I actually don't call him because I know I know like whatever situation he's in, and I don't want to use my own to disturb his own. You get what I mean? Like I will always put into consideration when it comes to people I love, when it comes to people I'm speaking to. If if I know that you're going through something and I know I'm going through something and I want to speak about it, I'm not going to speak to you about it because then you're going to be thinking about me and you're going to be thinking about yourself. Do you understand? I rather wait, let's be honest. If you care about somebody, yes, and maybe you've spoken to them about the situation, it doesn't have to be today, like sometime back. and then they had a situation and they spoke to you about it. Now, coupled with your situation, you're going to be thinking about them too, unless you are selfish and you only think about yourself. But I would
Yeah,
like
okay.
I try to put it I try to think of it in a way that I would handle a situation. Do you understand? I know that if I have a challenge right now and I speak to my friend about it today, say next week I still have that challenge, right? Now they have a challenge. They're only confiding in me. They're not just confiding in me because I'm going to be worried as well. And then I'll end up being more worried than they are, on top of my own worry. Do you
Understandable.
understand?
Yeah.
So I try to think of it like, how would I
Why is my
feel?
light flickering? Is my light flickering?
So it is. This is some paranormal activity.
This is on Panama. The Holy Spirit is here. Hello, sweet Teresa.
Look back.
Sweet
Look
Teresa.
back.
Your humble servant. Your humble
You're
servant
such
hears
a
me.
black. You're such a black man. My guy, look back. He went for it to run out of the room.
The Holy Spirit speak to me. You're in here. I see you. I see you. So I was wondering, I was like, what the hell is flickering? Hey, bro.
Oh
I
my
said, what the hell is
goodness.
flickering?
But anyway, sir. So what when I'm about to handle a situation, I always think about it in my own way. Do you
Mm.
understand? When in actual fact, lots of the times that's not how they see it. That's not how they will read it because they're very different from I am. But I like to be considerate. So I will like I sort of like understood the basics of our relationship, of our friendship. Why are you laughing for?
The
Tell me
light
why you're
thing
laughing.
is giving me club vibes, man.
Are you
It's giving me club vibes because I'm looking at you, but off by vision,
uh-huh.
I'm looking something flickering. When I look down, I just see myself in the center of the flickering. It's distracting now. It's very distracting.
You know I can actually ignore it.
Is it
Like I was
flickering in real
ignoring
life?
it. Yes, it's
Oh,
speaking in real life.
that's crazy, man. I find that flickering together.
No, it's not speaking. See, don't let
Somebody
me
flick
put
it.
my
I'll look back and catch
perception.
it.
You just feel it. You don't have sense. And I've actually told you.
And I missed it. And I missed it.
I don't think. Oh my god.
Madness,
Okay.
man.
I don't think it is. I think it's this that whole focus thing for the camera. When the camera they lose focus on in the light. That seems like what's happening.
Maybe, maybe.
Linka, Cody has not let me finish saying what I'm saying. Ah,
Finish. It's not my fault. Today is a it's just like today wants to be a banter day, but a bantering in sense. That is the best kind of banter. To
okay.
banter and not be useless.
Cody, I'm tired of you. Ah, I'm tired. Yeah, I told you that my brain is booting. I remember everything I would say. I don't understand you are bantering. And I'm just not. I feel like I'm even speaking off point at this point or off topic at this point,
No
and
one
I'm
on
never
track,
able
on
to
track.
give a logical
Making
explanation
sense.
for this. But anyway, sir.
You're making sense. Don't
So
worry about
you guys someone that I love and I care about, and I always like it's as if no, see, actually, it's not as if it's always been that way. Like whenever I see him in distress, or whenever I see him struggling with something, I feel some sort of sadness. I don't know why, but I'm not empathic or whatever. Because I know that I sort of like feed off of people's pain, people I love, like
it.
when they're
Feed
in
off their
pain.
pain.
I don't feed. Jesus Christ, Jesus. I don't
Because I have
feed.
to
But
clarify, I've seen some situations.
when they're sad, okay. When they're sad, I'm sad too. Understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Like, say when you're sad, I'm definitely worried. Like, I hope everything is okay. So, anyways, always been like that. So, but anyways, um, you guys definitely he's man. I remember that. I'm going to give you one example. The year my friend died, that was the year you and I met, right? We had met
Yeah.
months before, and
We've,
unfortunately, the year
we've known each other smaller.
what?
I said we've known each other
Mhm.
smaller.
And unfortunately, I heard you. Unfortunately, the year that your grandpa died, I be the same month that your grandpa died. Too.
Hmm.
So when I lost my friend, and you saw, you hit me up, right? You tell me, okay, that's what I'm about to come and speak to you now. But you hit me up. Yinka was we're in Nigeria together. Oh. Yinka did not hit me up for like about this. He didn't say anything. He knew he saw that I was grieving or whatever I was going through at the time. But he didn't hit me up. I took great of his fault. I took great offense to that. That we actually had
Expected.
we had a little fight because I actually said to him that I sort of like our friendship is sort of questioned with the fact that he knew that I was going through something like that and he didn't reach out.
Hmm.
And I felt a little somehow that he of all people would actually not reach out.
Hmm.
Do you understand? And I had implied that he was a terrible friend. Yes, I had him. One thing about me is
Do you
when
think?
I feel
Okay,
when I feel
I'm
away,
listening.
I don't hesitate to say that I feel that way.
Is that a good thing?
I don't. It's not a good. It's sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I don't like to. Your head is dramatic. Stupid word. I don't like to. Um. I don't like to keep it in me because the energy that it gives me is not okay. Do you understand? So rather
Hmm.
than sit down and suffer the way someone has made me feel, I'll let them know how shitty they are and how they've made me feel. I
But
don't
you know,
care how it. I
but
don't
you
care how
know,
it comes across.
but you know, you okay, saying how you feel is different from um imposing a characteristic trait on a human being on somebody. So you saying how you feel is different from saying you're a terrible friend.
Oh no. Yes,
You
I
actually
felt
don't
like
even say how you feel in saying you're a terrible friend. That has nothing to
no.
do with you.
I felt like he was a terrible friend. That's how I felt. Do you understand? I don't know if you understand what I mean.
I understand what you mean. I understand.
But I did feel like he was a terrible friend for not actually reaching out or checking on me.
A
I
terrible
mean,
friend
I
to
don't.
you or a terrible friend in general.
No, to me, not in general. I cannot speak in general. I'm my friendships. I'm all of the friendships.
Interesting.
So that's how I felt at the time, and I let it be known that this is how I feel. And the
To
funny thing
whom
is,
it may concern, you are trash.
I'm the one that ended up apologizing as always, because everybody knows how to manipulate it and throw it back at me, and
Now, if
I'll
somebody
end up
says I'm a terrible
feeling
friend,
bad.
I'll throw it back at you.
Pretty a terrible friend.
Especially if I know I'm not a terrible friend.
Pretty a terrible friend.
I know I'm not a terrible friend. I know you're joking, so I have nothing to throw it back at you. So,
You're actually proud, I swear.
no, I know I'm not. Honestly, I know I'm not a terrible friend. and I am aware. I if I am, I would want to know, and I would want to fix
I'm
it
telling
ASAP.
you.
So me wanting to not, I consciously check myself like I'm not a terrible friend. I don't even need to think about how I um view friendships of my friends. The people I call my friends, the people I make feel like I have a certain relationship with them. I'm very I don't take people for granted. Looking, and I'm not a terrible friend. I'm not for that.
Well, yeah, that definitely hit him hard because he didn't take lightly to it at all. That I said that, and obviously I know that I that was me reaching, but I felt hurt by.
He said, "Are you saying I'm a manipulator?" I mean, technically, you did say that. So you said he's a terrible friend.
That's
You said
all.
he's a
Credit,
manipulator.
credit, credit, zip it, right?
He can
What's wrong with
understand
this?
you. So, look, I feel you.
Is
This
this a
kind of shit
thing?
to go through. Now, I'm not saying. I'm
When
not
you
saying.
get out, oh, hussy, zip your mouth, close that to your lips, close
Okay.
it. Take offense, my dear. When you finish, go and drink cold water and stand outside in the cold. You'll be all right.
So I want to catch pneumonia on top. No love. No love.
Great, I'm rude. Let me finish what I'm saying. But
Finish now.
I definitely knew that I reached. I knew that I reached. But
Hmm.
here's the thing: it's a bad. This one is a bad trade, and I've when you hurt me, and I feel like, or when you hurt me on purpose, and I'm supposed to respond to you, I would say things that will actually hurt you.
Did you feel like he did it on purpose?
No, he didn't. I didn't feel like he did. I actually didn't feel like he did, but I was just maybe because I felt like I was waiting for him for so long to
Hmm.
actually check on me, but then he didn't, and then I felt like he actually did not care. You know
So
what
the
I'm
only
saying?
explanation because you couldn't fathom how he wouldn't reach out. The only explanation you could give yourself
Yeah,
was that he possibly, since it's almost impossible for him not to, then why wouldn't he? That means if he just didn't want to consciously.
yeah. hmm That was how I felt. So, but either way, so yes, I do understand the dynamics now, and I do understand that me and him don't have to speak every day before we have each other's back, or before you know that okay, it's still family, and
Hmm.
I have adjusted to that, and I am comfortable in that space because in fact, there are sometimes I will sit down every day and you literally have nothing else to say, and you're just rambling, not rambling, but your conversation will just end up, hey, how are you? How was the day? Oh, it was fine, and that's it. I love
Honestly,
having.
if anybody calls me without a clear plan, I would be like, so far, like like I'll literally say, yeah, you called me. because because I'm just because if you're not going to check up on me, then say it. Like, yeah, I just need to call check up on you. Like, oh, thanks, my guy. I'm doing now. But if how far a day I did, how is your day I did? Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. How much you must see there? All right. Thank God, man. And they were breathing for each other on the phone. I'm like, you are mad. You could have texted the shit. And I responded. No. Oh, well.
But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. I don't know what
That's
to
a good
say. I
question,
don't
though.
know. I'm tired. You finished me, Cody. Like, I wanted to say so many things, but right now, like I say, oh God, it's wonderful. It's a very
And
sweet song.
sometimes things don't go according to plan, but they're still
Yeah.
beautiful all the same.
I had a whole TED talk plan, but
See, is it your show? It's not.
but you gave me grounds to talk.
I
You gave
gave you
me
ground. No, I gave
ground
you ground to
to
come
talk.
on. Have I not let you talk? Have I not let you speak your mind? I'm
Already,
just saying
while you
that.
were intercepting me, take
I'm
on.
saying that. I'm saying that if I can come on this show or whatever this is, and maybe have a plan, and the thing will just go according to whoever's plan. That is not mine. Then how much more you?
Now,
That is
anyone who
obvious.
watches anyone who watches this debate is like, how uncoordinated can this girl be? Because
Is that what you think? I think
yes,
I think you're over. I think you're yeah. What's more? I think you're over. Yeah, over thinking.
I always think.
I feel like if you watch this video back, you would actually enjoy it. I've actually been enjoying myself. Man.
No, it's been fun, but like I don't want to see my face. I don't want. I want to make sure that I'm
You've been
actually
speaking
doing
sense.
sometimes.
We've been having good conversations. I wish I had asked the question though.
Okay,
I'll ask the question. My question is, even in situations where it was made clear that Bumi, yeah, you may either be doing too much or relax or just you may be overthinking things sometimes or that. Did you ever feel like okay, even though you could relax sometimes, you never feel like you having those feelings in themselves was invalid. Like your feelings are just at the core, your feelings are just you overthinking, or you may have overthought on a base feeling, but they feel like you're actually feeling let's use it for example, you're actually feeling hurt by that was invalid.
Yeah,
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 you felt like it was invalid.
yeah.
Did it all make you feel that way, or you just felt that way?
Hmm. Both. I said two.
Both.
I said two.
Oh, juicy, juicy, juicy.
It
So
was
when you say
both.
both, so when you say both, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
I'm a
really
both.
interested. I'm really interested
Yeah,
in
I'm a
you
both.
yourself. How did you how, how could you come to the conclusion that um I'm that none of this is valid, none of what I'm feeling is valid, like I'm just doing too much.
So I pretty much just like after I acted out, right? Here's the thing.
Mm.
I have a problem. Sometimes I don't think before I act. I'll just act out, then I'll now go back and now lay down, start thinking of my everything. And I'll be like, you actually got it because it's not told to act out. It did not reach to act out. It's necessary. So it was situations where I had acted out and then I had gone and sat down and I'm like, relax, sis. Like you didn't have to. Like all of this wasn't it's not as deep as you see it to be. But I have a problem of overthinking. So it was like the time that I realized it was I had see I had like thought about it like, and I had been like, come, this situation is so little for it to have accidentally did. So yes, there was overthinking definitely a part. Alright,
So, okay.
what do you want to say?
So there are times where you feel like you have no grounds to be upset, or you have no grounds to be hurt.
Yeah. There's times I feel like I could have handled the situation better.
Not
And
no no not handle it better. I mean, for you to handle that situation now. So like maybe not you thinking back and saying, okay, I could have done this better and maybe could have calmed down regarding this, I could have approached this differently. But you feeling hurt in itself, or you feeling offended, or you feeling like somebody isn't reaching out to you, um, those feelings themselves, did you feel like those were invalid? Did you feel like even though you could have handled them differently, do you feel like you had no grounds to feel that way in the first place? In other words, did you feel like there was a deep problem with you that maybe you're just needing attention, you're just needing people, you're just
Yep.
interesting. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that now?
Oh, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
I'm
because
happy for you. That's interesting. Though.
but yeah, I did. It's not the same right now, anyways. Because like I said before, it took something for me to actually be secure in myself. Once I became secure in myself, all of that wasn't needed. Like I didn't feel like, oh, I need someone to survive, or oh, I need this attention, or oh, you gotta be there, or oh, you have to talk to me, or I didn't feel any of those things. I actually go a without speaking to anybody. I'm like, okay, well, what's up is dry. What's up? I'm not going to the other. I'm going crazy. I just like check on two friends that I know, but we don't even speak like regularly. I just check on them and just tell you. So yes, I definitely did feel like I didn't. My rest also like at the end of the day, I was an attention.
Mm. So in this journey of being more secure in yourself, what did you do? Is there something you focused more on? Is there something you focused less on? Focused on less? Is there something you are there changes you made? Are there habits you picked up? Are there habits you tried? Are there any steps you took to consciously be more secure within yourself?
Okay, so hmm,
I know it's a loaded question that you may have to think about. I may not be
yeah,
able to think about everything now, but whatever comes to mind.
I'm trying to articulate it because like I know I have the answer, but I need to
Mm,
narrate this shit.
mm,
Anyways, it has to do more with the people that I surrounded myself with.
okay.
For a very long time, these two friends I'm talking about, they're twins, by the way.
The what?
So for a very, they're twins.
Oh, the twins.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So for a very long time, I pretty much like, there's something about hanging out with people and sort of like getting in their mindset and just learning like so much from them. I don't know
Mm,
if you've ever been in such a space.
yeah.
There is people who actually are, they can be nonchalant, but when they care about you, they care about you. And they're actually very caring. Let me not say they can be nonchalant, but they're very caring. Like even let me see, for example, maybe someone that they didn't even know from Adam. Let's say someone that didn't know from Adam. Let me just speak based on me. Because honestly, I cannot speak on for others, so I'm just going to speak based on me.
Mm,
So I can be sensitive towards my friends sometimes. But when I upset them, it's like the first just open and funny because they will not go on yelling or doing going crazy. They just say one sentence. They're passive aggressive.
give us an example. Give us an example.
Um
What's the
okay,
same thing?
let me give an example. I'll just give you an example of one of my focus. I didn't see it a big deal and I still don't, but I mean I could understand from their part. So we were at the beach club in school and someone that she's friends with someone that she came from a friend. So we stayed in Magusa. She came from I think Scotia or Guinea or something.
Mhm.
So we all went to the beach club, and I think as we were about to as we got out of the car about to go into the beach club or after the beach club, I can't remember. Um, both of them and our friend were doing some crazy shit outside. Okay, one of them and our friend were doing some crazy shit outside, and then she was standing right there, and I'm like, um, sorry about this. I mean, sorry about this. They're not usually this way or something. And then the friend looks at me and he's like, because obviously I'm talking about his twin brother now and someone else, but he's almost his twin brother. And he looks at me and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, what? He's like, why you apologizing for what? What do you mean by they're not usually like this? Like, does that sound like it makes sense to you? And in
Yeah.
my head, I'm like, ah, wait. So, you know, I didn't, I wanted to like push that aside, let it go. Me, this motherfucker, we went out, we went to the grocery store. I was picking rice from the shelf, and this foolish fellow, tell me if you're watching it, you're a bastard. If you watch this, you're a bastard. I'm still going to tell
So
you.
much pain.
This stupid boy paid tells his brother, and let me lie to you, right? When it comes to getting any of them upset or irritated,
It's the fact
I
that you're
rather
whispering that I love.
hmm?
It's your whispering that is busting my head.
I'm actually whispering.
Your voice has come down. And you're doing this.
Okay, when there is issue, when it comes to vexing or irritating or annoying them, I'll rather annoy Timmy than annoy Tolu because Tolu has a way of
Annoying who,
making
Dolus? What's his name?
Timmy
The second one.
than which one is second one? They're both second. They're both one.
The
I don't
second
know.
name that you have not mentioned.
Oh, Tolu.
Tolu. Oh, I had Dolus. I was like, ah.
Those called Doritos
So
now.
his parents drunk.
Oh dear. I would rather annoy
Dolus.
Timmy than annoy Tolu because
Okay.
but right now I really don't give a shit. Like if I know them, I don't care. Whatever they say, Ram is not doing it. But back then I would rather actually annoy Timmy than annoy Tolu because Tolu has a way of making me feel stupid. He was like he had no compassion whatsoever. He had no emotions. He makes it
That's
clear
that's
was
my kind of person.
pure nonchalant. But Timmy will actually even let you understand. He would even take his time to explain like you
Still
need
your
to
stupidity.
understand exactly. He would take his time to explain like, wait, this is why this is not right type thing. Do you understand? But for me, when he told to go at the grocery store, I'm telling you, I was bending down. I was cutting to pick rice because we were buying like bags of rice. And as I was picking rice, he told to me. And as I was picking rice, and I heard it think in my head, I'm like, let me just bury my head in this thing. And nothing. To me, it's like, wait, are you stupid? So I'm like, wait,
Yeah, the flush
you
does
know,
open. I can tell you.
for me, it's like, I didn't understand why it was such a big deal because it was just banter on my end. You
Mm.
understand? But it was a big deal for them. Do you get?
Mm.
It wasn't until after he satisfied himself and we got back to my room, I wasn't speaking to them. I promise you. I did not open my mouth to speak to them. But they've already finished their own and they're already talking to me. But even if I had to speak to them, it was just one word, cold responses,
Mm.
right? And then he now asks you again, why are you giving an attitude for? And he did it. For him, it's like it has gone, it has gone. Like he has said what he has to say, and that's that. But for me, it's like you cannot just come at me and say what you have to say, and that's that. Like, how do I feel? Like, I want to give it back to you. Do you understand?
That's both.
Because this person, this is they don't give you their venue to be able to give it back to them. What they say is what they say, and that's on period.
That's a period.
That's on period.
That's
So
crazy.
I definitely did learn from them. A lot of the things that I know now, like with the whole nonchalance and with the whole how to, having to handle situations or how to handle situations,
Mm.
and with one major thing I learned was people always disappoint you. Not because they disappointed me, but they had to let me know. Like they would tell me all the time that you can't keep expecting from people because they will disappoint you.
Mm.
Do you understand? And that's something that has definitely stuck with me till today. So,
Mm.
how to articulate this
What,
out
what, what?
in a little bit of a better way is I got like I picked up like some traits from them, traits that I saw that not like it worked for them or anything, but it was just I tried these things out and I saw, wait, I actually have peace of mind doing this thing. Wait, I actually have peace of mind doing this thing. And I'm just like, yeah,
Mm.
okay. I pick one trait. If it works for me, it works for me. I hold on to it. And the next. So one of the traits is nonchalance. Like I'm very nonchalant. I do it before me and nonchalance to be next to each other. Like I'm very nonchalant, especially if you're trying to be an idiot towards me. I know how to, and by the way, I don't think I didn't give one the credit at all. But I also learned from one day. It is insensitive as man and he's nonchalant. He's very nonchalant. So one day, like I said before, he's very insensitive when he's talking to me. And so therefore, hey, Princess said so therefore, go for this. Therefore, I've I've had to learn to be insensitive when talking to him too. So these days we give each other back this. Once he says one and I see another one, that one will hurt him. You will know that I hurt him because then he starts torturing and coming back. Or if it doesn't hurt him, he will come out for me and I'll say another one again.
Mm.
But hurting each other, I don't give a shit because it's good either way.
Mm.
So
But I feel like you guys have an understanding where you're not hurting, you're not throwing jabs, but they're just
yeah, you have
part
to
of
do
it's
that.
part of the sport.
Yes, but sometimes I do vex. You hit me hard, I will vex.
Of course, now sometimes some jabs they connect well.
Yes. If
Some
you hit
jabs
me
they
hard, I
pain.
will vex. But I
Of
did
course.
like a lot of things I know today, and one of the reasons why I'm calmer when it comes to friendships and when it comes to relationships, relationships with people is the fact that I don't expect too much. So these days it's a thing of it's always been a thing with me where I give not to um receive in return. But these days it is more like I know that okay, the fact that I'm doing this for somebody doesn't mean that they're gonna do it back for me.
Mm.
Do you understand? So I do what I know how to do
Words.
best, which is to reach out to people. And they do what they know how to do best, which is to respond to me when I reach out to them.
Which in
So
itself is a choice. That's the one.
yeah, it is a choice, but that is just what that is my place. And I'm not going to say, oh, because this person I care about is not reaching out to me first, I'm not going to reach out to them anymore. That's not going to happen.
Mm.
Because then it's like they're taking away one of my purposes, which is to actually check on my people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, fully. Fully.
And then,
Yeah.
what's it called? And then, yeah, I was talking about how friendships these days, a lot of them don't last because a lot of us who are just learning how to adult are is so impatient and like, oh, this friend is so busy, too busy for me. And so I'm not trying to reach out to them anymore type thing. But one thing we fail to realize is the fact that everyone has something they're doing.
Mm.
Everyone has what they're involved in, and there is only like you can only appreciate the little that you can get from your friends. The fact that they're not speaking to you right now, they're not speaking to you as often as they used to, doesn't mean that they're not still your friends. And the
Sure.
fact that your friends are friends with other people that you probably don't fancy or you don't like or whatever doesn't mean that doesn't make them any less of your friend. As long as they're loyal to you. If you see no trace of disloyalty, there's no need to fret or no need to be shaking like a chicken. But either ways, so either ways, friendship these days are based on, oh, well, let's keep the same energy, and the phone goes both ways, one thing, this, that, just a load of bullshit. And it's like, for me, just do it when you can. You don't have to, but if that is who you know that you are, just do the one you can. That is what I have learned
Mm.
over the years. And the fact that your friend, the availability of a friend is not going to be as easy or as much as it used to be because everyone's lives are busy these days. Everyone has things they're doing. And the fact that your friends are not hanging out with you right now doesn't mean that they're not your friends. Like, a lot of us are jealous. Some of us are very jealous. And I'm not saying some of us are, oh, I'm part of them. I'm actually speaking as some of us people are very jealous people. And we feel a certain type of way when we see our friends out with other people. You understand? Like it's like there's this mentality that they already had like, oh, this is my friend and that's my friend. They cannot be friends with any other person type thing. You get it's like some kindergarten mentality, but as much as it's
Mm.
kindergarten, it's not just kindergarten, it's something that is actually there. It's not like it's a childish mentality. It's just you're so fond of this person that you cannot bear to see them hanging out with another person or with other people.
It's your life, man. You have shit to do. Just go and sort out your shit, man. You have work things to do. You have work to do. If you have anything to do, sleep. Or I can give you something to do. You have anything to do. Just make it up. Oh, well. Anyway. Thank you for today.
Eh?
I said thank you for today.
Oh, the conversation has ended. Okay, bye bye.
Hey, who are you?
Ah, you
What
said
are you
thank
doing
you
next
for
week
today.
Thursday? I was just thanking for today, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's next week? Oh, next week Thursday. Retyping my hair, and that's all.
What am I doing here?
Ah, early in the day.
Because I mean, if you're trying to come on, because I'm trying to have another game night, and I already
Ah,
told
fix
Bisola,
me
Bisola said she's coming on,
up. Fix me up. I'm here for this.
so I think I'm interested. Bisola said she's interested, so I know I said that if
Hmm?
I'm doing this again, I'm bringing you back on. And then
What
Bisola
did
said
you
she's
say?
interested, so
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be
interested
good.
next week. Bet, bet,
Fix me up.
bet. I hit you up. Any. So every day is like that is 666.
What?
Is that not this is it? They say that is 666.
Hello,
Hmm.
Really? I know I'm going to regret it later. The fact that all of the things that I wanted to say, I did not remember them again. And I'm not going to remember after the school. I'm going to be like,
You won't regret them now.
it has to make sense. Ah, it has to make sense. Instead of just rambling and talking in the parables. I feel like a drunkard, honestly.
You feel
Because
like
I'm
it's
having a
like
drunken conversation.
I mean, did you drink your mind before you slept?
Really? Are you trying to say something? Are you trying to say something?
Am I trying to
Are
say
you trying to
something?
say something?
I don't ask if you drank something before you slept now.
Yes. You just repeated my I feel like a drunkard. Do you want to
Oh,
say more?
oh. No. I'm so confused right now. What's going on? I'm not a drunkard with you now. You're a drunkard on your own.
We don't have to.
When last did I ever have a drink? Sir?
Hold on. No.
Oh, I still remember. Anyway, everybody that watched once again, I appreciate it because everybody that was talking in the comments, Simi, Katu, Ajay, Dorian, yeah, so
What?
everybody else, I appreciate you guys. Thank you people that watched
Friday,
online and
after
people that
this
were in the
call,
comments.
call me because I need to understand what's wrong with you.
What's wrong with me? What do you mean? What's wrong with me?
Nah, they're done.
I'm asking what's wrong with me because you know that's not what's wrong with me.
Yes, I said I'm going to call you to ask what's wrong with you because you are done.
Oh. Anyway, any last words? I mean, no last words. Any final words? No final words. Any? Do you have anything else?
No matter any final words. I thought it.
Do you have anything else to say? Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Major. Yes. Give your friends a break, man.
Give your friends a break.
Give your friends a break. Yes, because like, oh, you did check on me, You don't know what the fuck is going on with your friend. You don't at all, because it's like you don't know if you lost a loved one. You don't know anything, but all you are so selfish and you're thinking about it.
Or if they
Oh,
just want time to themselves.
Exactly. Or they just want time. I mean, it's allowed. Like,
It's allowed
you know,
now.
it's actually not a crime to actually say you want to have time to yourself, right? Like, you don't have to. You don't have to socialize. You don't have to talk every time. Like, it's not necessary. Like,
It's allowed.
you can take time to yourself. Reflect. Time alone is actually really good. Reflect on your friendships. Reflect on your life. Reflect on your work, reflect on your social life, reflect on every gadget you have.
Reflect on God,
Reflect
man.
on God, exactly.
Oof. The bush.
White government I know she will fix it.
I'm trying to be mad like you. So if you say you have psychological symptoms.
As I was saying, before I was really interrupted. But yeah.
It's amazing.
But either way, yeah, reflect on God. Just pray. Write down your goals, man. Like, let me not like you. See, if you are saying, oh, your friend is not taking your friend, by the time you blow, let them go rush you. Be like film trick. Just be watching. Work on yourself, man. Not even work on yourself to become the better version of or better version of yourself. It's just really work on yourself, like for yourself, to actually succeed. To make some money, and people be chasing you. Did any time to the way you did it chase person. You have 0 naira, 0 kobo inside your account. You're chasing somebody. Person is only making millions. You're sitting down there.
Violence.
My friend. Stay there.
Violence, violence.
You're sleeping on a bicycle.
Oh boy. Sorry. Anyway, thank you, Bumi. I appreciate you for
Say
being
your
such a
words
great
now.
shot. My own words. I don't have anything. I don't have anything to say. I'm saying my own like this.
That's weird. Like I'm actually going to call you on FaceTime because usually you have a lot to
Who has a lot to say?
say. You
I have a lot to say.
ah hold
And
on.
is it I have something to say now? I don't have to always have anything to say now.
Continue this finish this call first.
If you call me silence is the end.
Eh?
Because I'm actually hungry. I don't can get something to say. But anyway. Behind me breathe. I'll be breathing for you. You know that when an unknown number calls you, and you don't want to talk so you pick it up, then to the
Yeah.
other
Oh,
end.
yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Breathing competition.
Yeah, but thank you for coming out today. I appreciate you. Love you. You're amazing.
You actually have like 4 minutes to 9.
Yeah. So, and everybody else I watched commented. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys.
You guys, I wish I could actually say what I really wanted to say. But
Ah,
Corey was
it's serious
etching
right
my
now.
Apollo. Let me see what I'm saying. But Corey was etching my Apollo, and I really wanted to like have a TED talk and just like be serious. But Corey, I just wanted the word that
What?
I'm serious. I said I really just wanted to have a TED talk and show that I'm serious. I can be serious. But Corey has just shown the world that I'm very unserious, and there's
I
nothing
did.
I can do about that. So yes, guys, I'm very unserious. If I say I want to have a
I feel
talk,
like you're being too critical.
just eh?
So I feel like you're being too critical.
What if I never even play again?
No, I'm just saying, yeah. No, yeah, I was just saying, no.
Uh-uh. But I mean it, Cody sport it for me. So it goes to show that you cannot be serious on this table talk because
Yes, you can.
Cody
It just shows that I
Cody
run this shit.
Cody constantly you are an idiot.
That's
Cody will constantly be. Let me see what I'm saying. Cody will constantly be intercepting you, like what you just did. He keeps on talking over you, even because he knows that his voice is loud.
I don't talk
And
over anybody, actually.
oh,
If I talk over people, you know who would have helped you the most? One day.
can anybody talk over one day?
Yes. I have to mute them. It's very. I don't talk over people. Except the only time I'll intersect you is if I have I see you going in kind of direction, but I have a very pressing question about what you just said or something said or how to address it before you move on.
Really, no.
I'll
When you
jump
want to
in.
make when you want to make banter about something that I said, you don't even have to talk. Your laugh just goes into the and then you say what you have to say.
You know my phone that you're losing focus now. I was just
Even one day I agree with you because he laughed immediately I said what I said. I know you agree.
yes now when I laugh and then
It's not about losing focus.
you give me the floor. You could have continued talking. There are times you have
I'm
laughed
still
and
talking.
you continued and I just kept it to
Your voice is
myself.
so loud this time. I feel like if I should continue talking while you're even talking, I'm going to be shouting. But really, they just say, ah, my God, you first of all laugh, and then you now say what you want to say. There's no way on earth that I can. I love, if you know, my love people are just looking at you. I'm just like, credit, please, let me just, like, my brain does not used to boot fast. So when it boots, I need to actually say what I need to say.
And that is not on me, that is on you.
I mean, you're a wicked fellow. You don't care.
Maybe you need to update your OS. Or maybe wisdom. Or maybe the nap you took is that you're very warmed up, but it's not my fault, man.
Freddy, don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you. I'm telling you. Ah, see what? I shall this away.
It's all love, B. B for beans. It's all love, beans. Goddamn. Sorry, man. Let's.
What you say?
I said, I didn't say anything worth going back for. Now, why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Well,
Why are you crying? Oh, you can't hear me.
this thing is hanging. I can hear you now, but like you're okay now. You're okay. What did you say?
Yeah, I'm saying, why are you crying?
Look, I honestly just look at my eyes and I'm like, wait, why the hell am I crying?
Oh, because you yawned. That's how much you yawned.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm tired.
Rumi, I'll see you next week for the game night. I'll see everybody else next week. And stay safe. Corona is still outside.
Did you
Very
get the
gallant.
vaccine?
Who wants to give me? Are they giving common as it?
You said I common like the just not correct.
Josh is a pharmacist now. And
Oh,
he had
I did not understand that.
administered vaccine. He's a priority worker, essential personnel.
I didn't know that. Oh, in Nigeria, they're trying to give us vaccine, but I'm not sure. My father has already started for it. Look, I'm not feeling it at all.
I'm going to take it.
This one, I don't know. It's called Aztec. Wait, I say Aztec. Let me, because I read on it. I had to go out when I had to find out the name, and then I had to read on it before you get one of those ones that said should only be distributed to African countries. I'm not here for that. So,
The red made in China on it. I'm going to take it. I was
called,
going to respond. I don't have any concern about it.
so it is called AstraZeneca. Yeah, AstraZeneca. Um,
Who
what's it
made it?
called? It's made in It's a
What company made it?
British Swedish company. Um, AstraZeneca. That's the name.
Huh.
And I already did my research on it. The president of our country has collected it. The absentee, God, no, let me not say it. Just the president of Nigeria has collected it.
If you want to talk of absentee president,
Shout, oh my Jesus,
your
Cody, guys,
president is
America,
working. Your president is working remote. So if you don't know,
Cody, get off this another.
the question is where he's working remote from. Is he
Cody,
from here on
you
Earth?
know me.
Is he from another side? Is he from his room? Is he from he's working remote? That's what I know.
Cody,
Okay.
it's made by, it's Oxford AstraZeneca. So, apparently, people have collected it, but nobody in Nigeria has died. But I saw that one woman in South Africa and one woman in Austria died. But they said they cannot relate
I
it
don't think
to
it's because
the
of the vaccine.
vaccine. Yeah, they
I
said
don't
they
think
can't
because of
relate
the
it to the
vaccine.
vaccine. So,
This vaccine is fine. I feel like the issue with vaccine is just um how immune you will be. Because some of them you have to take like 2 shots. Um, I think even like now it's not like 100% immunity. I feel like there's another one that it's not. It's almost even like 50% immunity. You can still get. You just have a lower chance. But as far as it being a risk to you, for others is can't. Even if you have a minor headache, come on, people are dying, man. Take the vaccine. What's the problem? How many vaccines have you taken that we have no idea of?
Okay,
As
like
a child, they just come and trick you.
when we did it, you just collect vaccine. Some of you people still have the market. I don't have the market. I have some of you people.
I have no idea.
Some I don't have it. I don't know why I don't have a vaccination mark. My brothers have it. My parents have it, but I don't have it. It's as if
They
I never
didn't
collected
vaccinate
it.
you.
Because here they did not vaccinate you. Nonsense.
I have the mark. Where's the evidence?
Bye bye.
Show us your mark of vaccination.
Bye bye.
Show us your mark of vaccination.
I don't have. Get out. Go.
You're an outsider. You're supposed to be outcast from society.
I feel like losing.
I'll see you next week.
No, you're
Take
going
care
to
of
tell me now.
yourself.
Bye bye. Which one?
Stay pretty. Stay fine. I'm about to go out.
Uh-uh. Where are you going to?
Oh, yeah, my mommy. Why are you asking me that shit?
I'm calling you out now. I don't give a shit. Okay.
Why are you asking me that shit? I want
You guys said that you my mommy.
to
I'm your mommy, dear.
Even my mom sometimes my mom will call me, Korean Bound, Nibolo. I'm like, Every time she calls me, Nibolo,
I think she's trying to come and meet you where you are. One day that has to be to call you and see you lower. And then you tell her where you are, and she say, oh yeah, my bonly.
Yeah, I think I'm coming. I thought I'm coming. I thought I had to leave the door.
You get back to the house. Your house is there, and then you see your brother there. You be like, oh, okay.
I mean, it was the first time she has surprised me.
So I think it's a thing with mothers then.
She has surprised me once. She got me. Wow, I won't get me. Of course, you want to be. That's the last thing you'd expect. Over the sea, from where to where. Somebody had. Last I knew you were in your husband's house, and I opened the door and you're there. It surprised me. The shock of my face. My body shook.
So imagine if you were doing bad things. Just imagine. No, but now you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have now.
I mean, it's a possibility. If somebody else that does, enter the house and hold you.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking of. I don't know anything I'm talking about, but if your mother watches this, she's going to
I want to catch yourself.
You not shut up.
Anyway, alright, Mumi. Look at yourself.
Bye bye.
Bye
For real this time.
Alright, bye. Bye.